now.
Okay, cool.
Woof woof.
Arf.
All right. Well, with all these hopping in, just as a brief recap of last session, we kind of wrapped up our adventure in Seagrove Cave. We managed to find the source of the sickness, which was a basically a like crystal from the elemental plane of fire that had kind of bloomed over this natural vent in the back of the cavern where sulfur fumes and volcanic ash were kind of would normally naturally be vented out towards the surface, but it had grown over that sort of geological chimney, causing the fumes to fill the cave, and that's what was making the Myconid sick. You guys defeated some fume drakes that had inhabited the cavern and broke the crystal, which revealed a fire snake egg, a juvenile salamander elemental creature, um, and defeated it, ultimately saving the Myconid colony. You also spoke with the sovereign of the colony, their leader, Sinensa, who offered her thanks. She gave you a strange type of a mushroom that was like kind of like a double helix of like bright, kind of like bright scarlet red with like stripes of white. Looks like a couple of like peppermint twirls, like kind of like circling one another. Um, she also answered some questions you had, kind of talking a bit at length about how beneath the isle was apparently the tomb of an ancient red dragon whose power was so great it was still breaking small rifts into the elemental plane of fire back from when the broods of Tiamat and Bahamut first fought at the dawn of time. You made your way back up to the surface and set off through the Barrowwood once again. This time stopping after Zarek noticed a sort of partially concealed old path through the southern wood, which led up to a cliff kind of overlooking the southern coast where he'd camped out, and found a spring that you were able to surmise was built atop the barrow of a fallen silver dragon. It blessed the waters, rejuvenating you, and Raven even collected some strange mushrooms from near the pools where it began to run off, creating sort of like a small murmuring brook. They were figured out they were actually wind spores, which you can kind of squeeze and inhale the spores, and that allows the user to breathe underwater for 1 hour.
Hmm.
Or not required to breathe, rather, so whether they can hold their breath, breathe underwater, breathe in thick smoke, they just don't need to get any oxygen. Also, after a bit of like kind of back and forth, Bran lent Zarek the whistle that they got from the owlbear they knocked unconscious and defeated, and Zarek decided to blow it, summoning the owlbear back to them and quickly taming it.
Forgot
It
about that.
it it registered whoever blew the whistle as its friend, allowed Zarek to ride on its back, and you guys continued back to Dragon's Rest.
It
A
has a
storm
name.
was. Oh yeah, Beef.
Be polite, yeah.
Beef. You named it Beef, the owlbear. The owlbear wouldn't leave its territory, so once you guys kind of got to the edge of the wood, it let Zarek dismount. The party had went back towards the stair and that small little inlet, and returned to the woods. And a storm was slowly beginning to turn over Stormwreck Isle. The cloud, or the sun, was beginning to be clouded over by thin rags of storm clouds. Droplets of rain were beginning to patter down over the bay. And you found Dragon's Rest uh, all in a tizzy. As like a kobold had returned injured, saying that Tarak and a kobold named let me get the name real quick. Zark had gone down to the southern shoreline, a bit past where you first landed, to collect some reagents, but more of the drowned dead appeared, stumbling onto the shoreline and surrounded them. One of the kobolds managed to make it back safely, but Tarek and the kobold were uh, in very real danger. So as the storm began to break out over the isle, your party rushed to their defense and absolutely kicked those zombies' asses. It wasn't even a contest. You absolutely mulched them, tore them apart. Zarek had like probably the coolest kill of the night, where he used a catapult spell on his own dagger and hit a zombie in the head with enough force that it just completely smashed its head like a pumpkin. And they weren't unlike the first couple of zombies you'd encountered when you first landed on the isle. These ones were so bent and broken by your onslaught that they weren't able to revive themselves. As it ended, like, you guys had actually managed to save both Tarak and Zark the Kobold. And as you were kind of regrouping to make your way back to Dragon's Rest, Tarak, not only had you been surprised to see that he was armed, something that you had been explicitly told the people of Dragon's Rest are not armed, but in fact he had a short sword and a small hand crossbow tucked beneath his robes. Raven, you saw through the torn fabric of his robes a network of tattoos lacing up his collar, down his shoulders, and inlaid within all of those strange markings and designs, a symbol that you were very familiar with, a golden noose worked into the sort of myriad designs, the sign of the Gilded Gallows. Does anyone have any questions from the past couple of sessions or anything like that, or anything else they'd like to run by me?
We're still on the beach?
We are still on the beach.
Okay, and it's... Sorry, go ahead.
Would they not recognize each other from the guild?
This is someone that you never met. This was someone that, remember, your contact kind of gave you a tip-off about, that he's like a, that he was once a member of the guild before you joined.
Okay, so that's what I did. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you don't recognize each other, but you do recognize the tattoo.
Tarek was sort of rushing us out of the scene. I'm guessing we don't have time to loot.
I mean, like, you can. Like, that's still something you can do. Tarek's kind of eager to get back to Dragon's Rest, though.
Yeah, I want to loot. Of course.
Yeah.
Alright. So we pick up back on the southern shore. Amidst the piles of dead zombies rotting, like, just kind of like wet blisters on the beach, amidst mounds of wet sand and turned over seaweed, flotsam that had floated up from the tide as it receded back into the bay. You have no idea where your dagger shot off to, Zarek. But all in all, everyone is still here, in good health and accounted for. Look, Ali, you have yourself muted, by the way, if you're talking.
Sorry, I'm looking to change my keybind so I can go voice activity instead of push to talk. You guys in your background, you guys need to take more time.
No problem. Alright, so, Raven, what was yours first?
I said I want to loot too.
Alright, sounds good. Okay, and Gaggenston, what were you doing?
I'm just gonna commence the looting, I guess. He's probably gonna pick over this nearest one right here. Just carefully poking him off the end of his sword. He doesn't really want to touch that zombie.
Yeah,
Whatever's left from this one, that was entirely obliterated.
yeah, okay, make a d12 roll for me.
So, tonight. Where's the standard dice roll? Just the random one.
You just type slash roll 1d12.
Okay.
You're just kind of picking through its pockets, trying to find anything.
That's
Yeah.
not so good.
Yeah, nothing. You don't really find anything. Like the zombie, like, it's like kind of leaking over. Like it's so bloated with seawater, it looks like it's about to burst. And it smells foul.
Just backs away after that. It's like,
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah,
those
it's got,
whale
like-
videos.
yeah, exactly. Like, Raven, are you attempting to like loot the zombie like for any like treasure, or are you trying to like harvest it for like reagents?
I'll go with treasure for this.
Okay. So you're looting that one there.
Yeah.
So you do see like kind of dangling like from like a very like taut belt, like a small leather coin purse. That's like kind of dangling loosely off the side. It like does like kind of look weighty, a little heavy. Though like it seems like like the belt looks about ready to burst.
Yeah.
So you're taking it?
Yeah.
Make a sleight of hand check for me. Alright, so you like go to like grab the coin purse and just like kind of gently lift it like almost as if you're pickpocketing like a unsuspecting like passerby in the street. And unfortunately, like one of like like the kind of metal studs in the belt kind of snags on its kind of like bloated, distended belly, and as you pull, the belt tugs and then snaps. There's like a very like a loud ping as like some metal button or buckle goes flying open, and the stomach sags and then rips open as rotten intestines spill out over your hands. Yeah. But you still do have the coin purse in your hand. It's just befouled.
Oh god, what is that smell?
Ugh. So gross. What's
Yeah.
in the coin purse?
Yeah, just long gray tubes of stagnant, bloody, congealed, slimy, and smelly insides.
it's the smell of adventure. As he just gags in the corner. Adventure.
If that's the smell of adventure, then I pray it's my last.
It might just will be.
Can I go wash it off?
Yeah, you could like kind of like you just kind of hold it out in front of you. You like holding out like a dirty diaper.
Yeah.
You quickly rush to the water, like hold it like away from yourself so the wind doesn't blow any of like the rotten gore back onto you. Just quickly rush over and dump it into the water, like you're kind of like dumping a tea bag. And as you like kind of like, and once you like kind of pick it up, like kind of satisfied with it being rinsed off, like you kind of unclasp the pouch and pull it open with both your hands, just kind of opening it up to kind of take a peek inside. And you can see inside, you're a little disappointed. It's not as much as you may have perhaps thought, but inside you see three sort of rough-hewn, unstamped gold coins. They're not like necessarily minted by any like nation or country, as far as you can tell. They look almost just like little mahjong pieces. But there is one that is actually like a little different than the others. It's like a sort of bluish silver triangle with a moon stamped on its face.
And with the gold coins count?
That's just gold. It's
Okay.
3 gold and then 1 bluish silver coin you don't. Maybe you might not know much about.
Can I do an investigation? see if I know.
Yeah, that would be investigation. That would be probably, I would say, maybe a history check.
History or invest?
History.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. Let me look up my description for it real quick. So what you have is a platinum coin. It's very rare across the Forgotten Realms, but is very popular among adventurers in busier trade cities. It's worth 10 gold pieces. This specific one, you actually recognize. It's called a rundil. It's a platinum coin from the country of Cormanthier.
Okay, that country.
Cormanthier? I'll spell it out for you. It's like an ancient ruined civilization further east, an elven, like a lost elven empire. But generally, a platinum coin is worth 10 gold coins.
Now, is that platinum coin, is that something that was included in like the default written campaign, or did you add that yourself?
I added that. I mean, like, there are platinum coins, but that specific one, like that's a detail I added.
You're nuts. You're too good to us.
Should I add it to my platinum count?
Yes.
I want to come talk to Alright.
Alright, sure thing. Real quick, what's everyone else doing?
Zarek's going to Yaginson, helping loot these two bodies.
Okay, so
Take the one he's
Yeah, what hasn't been looted yet?
there's still these three right here that haven't been looted, or I do believe.
And I search one for like brewing materials or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna go with Zarek and Yaginson first.
Okay.
So Zarek, are you looting or are you helping Yaginson loot? Like, did you wanna?
He's gonna loot himself, but yeah, he's considering it helping. He's not actually helping as far as like an action, but yeah, he's looting separately.
We could
Okay,
each do a different one. I moved over here anyway, so just one for one.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Then both of you roll 1d12 for me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one. Fours across the board.
Yeah. So Zarek, like, you kind of like turn, like you gently, like with your staff, kind of turn the zombie over, and like you can kind of see like some bent, like slightly bent crossbow bolts jutting from its back. Most likely from where like Tarek hit them, though if you like kind of fish them out, you might be able to repair them and make them as good as new. Get some more ammunition. If anyone wants to use a crossbow bolt at some time. They seem like they seem pretty strong, like you would. Very like large fletchings, stuff like that, very strong. There's about 4 total that looks like you could salvage.
Is that it? There's no treasures or anything?
No, you don't see any treasures.
Alright, Zarek he's not interested. He's not even going to relay the information. He wouldn't think to.
And then and Yaginson, as you're you kind of kind of dig loosely through its pockets and look over it to see if there's anything that might be of any value or use, and At first, it doesn't look like anything immediately catches your eye. Then you do kind of catch something almost glinting faintly out of the corner of your eye towards its foot. And as you walk around the zombie, kind of staring at its bare soles, you can see it's gored pretty heavily by some kind of debris that it carried up from the ocean floor. That it's now like kind of hard to make out. It looks like very like strange with multiple kind of branching limbs almost that had spiked through the zombie's foot as it kind of probably trudged up from the deeps and now was like firmly wedged in there.
He stabs his sword into the sand and clunks his shield down beside him and takes a knee, which looks like a dwarf, just only lowering an inch. And it's like, oh, I did not want to do this, but this might be something interesting. He starts pulling at it. Oh, it's gonna smell bad. It's this fucking foot. Ugh.
Are you like trying to like? Are you just like? Are you kind of trying to like? How are you kind of removing? Are you like wrenching it out? Or are you trying to kind of like like?
Tries to kind of go over it, looking on how it's hooked in there first instead of just using brute force, but rather take it out the way it went in if he can.
Okay. Then make a medicine check with advantage for me.
Zeric's gagging.
Yeah, gimmick, yeah, gag.
And then you get advantage on that, so you can roll again. It was
Off
the
to a great
DC.
start tonight.
Yeah, it like you like you can't really figure out like like how like it's really wedged in there. It's like it's got like sharp spindly edges, so you pull and you tug and there's like a sickening like almost like a slimy snap and a crack as the zombie's foot comes off in your hand.
He kind of just holds the foot attached to the thing in his hand a moment. Alright. Gets out his blade, pulls it from the sand, and starts trying to, like, fillet the rock flesh off the thing carefully.
Alright. I'm gonna say, like, you can spend about, like, if you do, like, that for, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
about, like,
he's
you can...
just working on that.
Alright, and then, you're looking to harvest, like, stuff to, like, brew with? Bran?
Yeah.
Make a Arcana check for me.
Gosh, I wish I was better at Arcana. A lot of things I asked to do require Arcana check. Okay. No.
Specifically because you're dealing with an undead creature.
Oh, is that why?
Yep. But you that is high enough. So you're able that not necessarily for making beer or anything like that, for the love of God, but the zombie's saliva and blood are both a thick black fluid that smells of rotting meat. It's a disease-ridden substance that necromancers often use in dark rituals and spells, but alchemists may be able to repurpose the blood for use in certain potions if you harvest some.
Do I need a container to harvest it?
Yeah, you would.
Which I don't have, unless that's in the brewer's kit.
Yeah, for the...
I think that's cool.
Yeah,
Probably.
like you technically do have like a brass jug in there, among other things, but like you would ruin.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to use it on that. I'm not going to put it in my water skin, so... Bran just kind of steps back, a little disgusted by the smell, and grunts. And then he asks, hey, there any of you happen to be alchemists?
At this point, like as Raven is walking towards Tarek, he kind of turns and hails you with a raised hand. Right, I can help you with that. I know a bit about brewing.
Well, there's some smelly stuff here. I don't know if you got a jar.
It's a bit above my pay grade, if you ask me. Besides, nothing. Only things you can make with a zombie Ichor is fell indeed. Nothing I'd want to put my hands on anyway.
And you said, did you already tell us if you can make poisons, or can I ask him?
You can ask him.
Can you make poisons for either arrows or our blades using it? And could you apply it now?
I could, yes, I could. It'd take me a bit longer than making a usual potion though, but I suppose I have some vials back with my belongings that I could lend you.
If you don't mind, then how long are we talking? As long as we don't, I want to make sure I don't.
Let's
Like, you talking like a little bit longer, like.
let's get out of the rain first, and then we can discuss making you some supplies as thanks.
Oh, laddie, thank you. Which way are we going, by the way? I don't remember.
Real quick, Raven, you wanted to talk to Tarak?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to, in a second, and question him about his weapons. Hey,
Alright, go ahead.
you there. I thought you guys didn't allow weapons. But you seem to have a wide variety stash under that cloak.
He smiles faintly. We don't. It's not that we don't allow. It's just that most of the residents of Dragon's Rest choose not to carry.
And why would that be? Wouldn't they want to protect themselves?
No, just that they don't really need protecting. Bahamut's shrine keeps us safe. The zombies don't get anywhere near the temple, so have no reason to worry.
And how long ago was it that you arrived at the temple?
No, I don't know. It's been years now.
And what brought you here?
No reason in particular. Just wanted to get away from the world, I suppose.
And what world was it that you were in?
Kind of pauses a moment, kind of think this over. Shopkeep. Out of Waterdeep. Why?
There's some interesting markings. Shop.
And immediately you see Tarek's hand drift to the hilt of his sword, now sheathed at his side.
But I suppose it is what it She
Right.
Kind of lets him go.
Alright.
Which direction was Zarek's knife or whatever that he flew?
He shot it like somewhere northward.
So before we go, can I do just an investigation to see if I can see it?
You can make a perception check. Yeah, you actually do spot it. It's glinting faintly, the rain washing away like a part of the zombie's cranium that kind of stuck to it, but it's just a little further on, just embedded in the sand.
She's gonna go pick it up.
Alright, yep. You reach up and tug it free from the, like a sort of sloping dune with ease. Well, Tarek's waiting on you guys. He steps up to one of the trees and kind of leans up against like the kind of smooth, tapered palm like bore of its trunk, taking shelter underneath its large palm fronds from the rain as he waits for you guys to kind of finish up your looting.
Okay, Ravens.
Is anyone else kind of doing anything?
I'm gonna use my what's it called? Arcane Recovery.
Alright, go for it. Anyone else?
Continuing to clean whatever this thing is off of the zombie flesh.
Yeah, so I'll say like about 5 minutes have passed at this point. You're holding like a bright piece of coral. It's like very like it's like pale blue, almost like quartz. It's very fine, but it's also very hard and very, very sharp around the edges.
Oh, it's coral? Yeah, I've already held any of this. So he's gonna pick up his blade afterwards, take that and the coral over to the ocean, wash them off, get that zombie stink off of them. Does the coral have anything interesting about it, or how big would you say it is?
It's like, it's about like the size of like a
Size of
out.
what? Sorry, yeah, you cut out.
Oh, it's like it's about the size of like a tennis ball.
Okay.
But it doesn't like seem to like be damaged or crushed in any way. It seems very hard, like and very, very sharp. You're very when you wash down the water, you're careful to be gentle with it so you don't actually puncture your palm or your finger.
Okay. Once he's done cleaning it off for the moment, because he doesn't want to stay out in the rain, he'll just put that away and sheath the sword.
All right, yeah. And then you pocket your little treasure and head back to the group. Is Bran doing anything?
There's one we haven't looted. Instead of looting, can I like either dissect him or do some kind of investigation to see if, unless we've already been told, and maybe identify like the source, like where are these zombies coming from, or have we already been told that?
You have not been told that. That I'm gonna say it would be another Arcana check.
Let's do it. Give it a shot. Arcana. I believe. Watch this on that one. Okay.
Yeah, they zombies like are manifestations of the lowest tiers of necromantic magic. They're soulless, they're like their actual spirits have passed on. It's little more than a puppet reanimated by dark magic. But beyond that kind of common thread of knowledge, there's not really much that you gather from like investigating the corpse that would kind of distinguish any kind of direct source as to why these drowned sailors are now rising from their watery grave.
He shrugs after kind of poking through him, sticking his axe in there, since been looking at anything. Like, well, I guess I'm ready then. Disappointed, he walks over. I guess I'm get some shade from the rain.
Derek kind of nods as you kind of step over. Is there anyone who wants to do anything else?
Raven's just gonna walk up to
What's
Zarek.
that?
Sorry. Raven's gonna walk over to Zarek. Magic boy. Here, magic boy. This short, and she kind of like tosses him the knife with ring on it.
She tosses it?
Well, like.
Do I have to roll to catch it or get hurt?
Like gently.
Do I have to make any checks, or do I just catch it?
A falling knife has no handle. Are you like?
Not like chunky.
He's surprised by the toss, and he's gonna try to catch it.
Make a acrobatics check.
Okay.
Ow! Okay.
Oh, wow.
You managed to catch it perfectly by the hilt.
Thank you, miss. I appreciate it. Now I don't have to argue with old Tarek to give me one of his that he said he would. Thank you.
And then she walks away towards the back.
All right. So, are you guys all heading back to Dragon's Rest? Is that what the plan is?
Yeah.
Alright, this point, as you guys begin heading towards Dragon's Rest, the rain is beginning to let up, the wind is beginning to die down. Tarek makes sure to kind of stay at the back of the pack. This point, it's still like, there's a break in the skies above as like the rags of like storm clouds begin to skirt away, revealing like a sort of very pale gray light cast down from above. It's now, probably late afternoon, early evening, and fog is beginning to drift off the large bay surrounding Dragon Rest. You can see that a lot of the denizens are still kind of gathered in the plaza, eagerly waiting your return. You see Renara, the other tall woman, and you see Mirleth kind of waiting by the steps. Kind of his hands kind of clutching one another, fingers laced together, and he at you as he sees you working your way up the winding stairs, followed by Tarak and Zark. The Tarak is walking with like kind of like hand protectively, like like on like the kobold's back as he kind of ushers him up the stairs. And Miralith greets you with a sort of like a wave of the arm. Welcome back. I'm glad to see that you're all right.
I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Eric looks around the group. He's like, kind of giving that look like, do I have to represent the party now? Am I the one of all people speaking?
I didn't think that would go so... Well, in any case, I'm glad to see that you're all back.
Well, yeah.
Oh, smelly.
I imagine you could do for some rest after a little toss-up like that. It seems like Tarak and Zak are in one piece as well. That's always good to see.
Aye.
Is there any place I could dry my robes, and any chance you might have any spare clothes I could wear for an evening?
Yes, I suppose I should have a pair of common clothes in my cell. Give me one moment, I'll go fetch them for you along with a bit of line. You can use them to hang your clothes out in the plaza.
Thank you.
Of course. That Mirleth heads off to the far end. Kobold runs to join his companions. Tarek turns, arms crossed. Thank you. I thought we were done for.
Raven just nods at him. It's a little eyeing in her mind. Isn't
So you're back from Seagrove then, I take it? How'd that go?
Oh,
went
right.
well.
You owe us 2 potions.
So,
Some poison.
so that it went well. How are the mic in it? Are they alright?
Aye.
Well enough, we killed their octopus. It's quite fun,
No,
actually.
Tell me everything that happened. I want to know what's going on. Is Sinensa alright?
That was the leader.
What?
Was that the leader? What are you talking
Yes, and Sinensa, the sovereign that you met.
She's doing better now. Had we left, she wouldn't have been.
You know, it's quite strange. You seem a little more equipped than we initially thought. Why didn't you go yourself and check up on them?
Yes.
Like I said, I tried. That octopus was nearly the death of me when I first tried to enter Seagrove. And then, frankly, if I tried again, then leave the rest of the sanctuary undefended. As you can see, I'm the only one with arms here. Only one willing to carry them, at least.
Zarek's gonna whisper to Yag. Words of a wiener.
You'll be one to talk like that, lad. You may have been riding an owl bear and commanding it around, but don't forget, you're afraid of a stack of books that would fall on you.
I tell you once, I tell you twice, time and time again, that is not a joking matter. That is quite a serious threat. A stack of books is quite heavy. It could
I'll
land
tell
on
you
you, it
what.
could crush you.
I'll tell you what, when they frickin' fall on me one of these days, then you could say, I told you so. Until then, I don't believe you. And he gives him a playful nudge.
So Sinensa's alright then. The Myconid colony's alright?
How does we
Yeah.
can tell?
They are now.
And did you get any heart cap mushrooms?
Doesn't Vaxel have one of them?
Yeah, we'll take it from his inventory.
I think we have 2.
Yep.
I have 1 and he has 1.
And you were also, Sinensa also mentioned showing that, strange fungus you got to Tarak when you got back too.
So I'm gonna pull up 2 heart mushrooms and then that funky one.
Yeah, the heart cap mushrooms, like, disturbingly resemble human hearts. They're red, like, almost like corded muscular bulbs. You, hand them both over to Tarak, who reaches out and takes them expectantly, kind of weighing them in his hands, like, almost as if praising them. Right, this will be perfect. I can use these to make some healing potions for you. And then as you go, like, to offer him the other one, he kind of looks at it, like, almost slack-jawed. Is that what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
That's a ruby morsel. Those are incredibly rare. Where did you get this from?
It was given to me. What's a ruby morsel?
It's a very, very rare mushroom. You never see its ilk leave the Underdark. Can't imagine how long the Myconids must have been holding on to it. I can use that to make you an elixir of health.
Raven kind of ponders, thinks for a minute, looks at the other guys for confirmation.
It's a bit different than your average run-of-the-mill healing potion. You're not going to find it in any shops around Waterdeep and Neverwinter, mucking about with the apothecaries and herbalists. Elixir Health, that is going to cure any disease or even certain magical afflictions, whether blindness, paralysis, poisons, and such. Could come in handy to a group of adventurers like yourself.
Suppose that wouldn't be a bad thing to have.
No, not one bit.
He hands him over the mushroom.
Yep, he's like cradling like the 2 heart caps and the ruby morsel. If you give me a couple days, it'll probably take me about 2 days to make all this for you. But before you head out again, I'll make sure to give you some potions. And if your short friend there wants some empty vials, I can use some of that zombie ichor to make some poisons as well. Won't be anything too potent, but still wouldn't be the worst thing to have.
Raven nods at him.
Yeah, just nod, like, yes, I'm excited.
What were we saying, Raven?
I just said she nods at him.
Right. Well, in that case, I suppose I shall take my leave. But thank you, sincerely, for helping save the Myconids and Seacrow. I couldn't, but you were able to, and that means something.
Does Raven know which, room is his?
Yeah, it's this one.
The third one? Okay.
He immediately heads back over. Cold's kind of part. So he makes his way indoors. You can see
cut out
kind
again.
of. I'm sorry, I'm not sure why I'm cutting out. As you as he Tarek walks away, you can kind of see that Runara gives you guys like a kind of broad look, kind of scanning over the group before turning back and chattering to the kobolds who are now beginning to kind of disperse back into their rooms.
What time is it?
I would say it's probably around 5 o'clock. The sun is beginning to drift, kind of into like below like the distant margins of the world, kind of passing beyond the edge of the earth, turning sort of faint hues of orange and red, and the sky's beginning to turn over to kind of like a light desaturated pink in the foggy air.
Can you smell any food? Are they cooking anything?
You don't smell anything on the air.
Name? The elf.
What's that?
What is his name?
Mirleth. At this point, he's coming back with like kind of like a what looks like a tunic and a pair of trousers, kind of bundled over one arm, and like like a sort of length of corded rope around the other.
I'm gonna pause a minute. He's taking stuff.
What was that, Lizzie? You were breaking up there. Oh, you there, Lizzie?
Yeah, we're still having a hard time hearing you, Blizzy.
Okay, how about now?
You sound
Yep.
okay.
Now, yep.
Okay.
You sound good.
So she's gonna say, "Excuse me, I know we missed. Did we miss dinner time? Is there anything to eat?"
Oh no. Well, it's bashful to say it was Tarek's turn to cook tonight, and we all were a little distracted with all the excitement, so I suppose I should whip up some dinner here soon. If you give me about, I don't know, 30 minutes, I should have something relatively edible ready up in the kitchen.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you again for saving Tarek and Sark. Little bastard keeps getting into too much trouble, you ask me. Wizard! He kind of waves at Zarek. Here, tunic for you. Some trousers. Fresh clothes. And of course some rope.
Zarek walks up and he accepts the clothes with a bow of the head.
There should be some pegs along the northern wall there that you can use to hang up your current attire to dry.
Can you remind me what exactly Zlatzel envisioned? Because I want to bring it up with Runara.
Yes,
session.
I have the note here. Let me pull up my message to him. So I'll just read some details he might have omitted. But I'll just read what I sent him in full, and we'll just go with the assumption that it was drawn out.
Okay.
So the first was a shipwreck resting amidst churning seaweed. Large ivory bones break the surface of the water. It sits in the shadow of a large rock. You see the sun setting, marking its direction as facing north. The second one is you see a vast underwater city. Rotting, bloated bodies are chained by their feet to the seafloor, their skeletal hands reaching towards the surface. Third was you see an old ruin. It sits atop a cliff, in its center a bronze device with several whirring clockwork mechanisms and various telescopic devices and magnifying viewports line a large ring that rests on its axis. You hear war drums beating in the distance. And finally, you see a dark, deep, molten passage. 3 draconic silhouettes surround the entrance to what appears to be a mausoleum door. Flames lick and sprout from its entrance.
Okay, I'm trying to process all that. Figuring out what to say. Shoot. I guess for now, Zarek will find a corner to get dressed.
At this point, if no one has any more questions, Mirleth is going to start heading towards the kitchen to get dinner ready.
Yeah, X hungry, so he's just gonna chill out.
Do I have a minute to use the restroom real quick?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Alright, thank you.
Same, I've actually got to use the bathroom as well, so I'll be right back.
We find out and try to remember from the last session. So I know we like cleansed it from breaking hoops, breaking that rock thing, and let light in. But did we ever find out the source of the corruption of the den that we were in?
Yes, you did. It was you discussed it with Sinensa. She meant it was specifically that was kind of like a natural chimney that vented volcanic fumes that normally filter from below. That fire elemental had basically like created a nest over. Um, she mentioned that its source was the tomb of Sharuth, a ancient red dragon beneath the isle that was very favored by Tiamat, and its power was so great that even its bones kind of bleed into the elemental plane of fire, sometimes allowing flames and fire elementals to escape.
Okay, so that's relevant. That was on my. I saw it on my work laptop, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
because they're doing construction in our building, so I don't have my notes from last time. So thank you. Can I ask him if he knows anything about Shavuth and the whole what happened
Yeah,
with the market?
who you asking?
The here to go away, the NPC that they
Mirleth?
were talking to.
Yeah, he went up to
Yeah,
the kitchen to get dinner ready.
I'll ask him later. Yeah, because I need a proof about that.
This girl is the leader.
No, that's the lady you spoke to in the library. Runara is
Okay.
right here. Yeah.
She's gonna go talk to her about Park.
Okay. Welcome back. I'm glad to see that you're all right. I understand that you had quite the adventure, and you ended up saving Tarak. My thanks.
No problem. What can you tell me about Tara? He
That's
seems
her.
like an interest.
You're breaking up again there, Blizz.
He seems like an interest.
You broke up again.
Can't.
I believe in you, Blizzy. You can do it.
What'd I miss?
Um. Oh, Tarak, yes, he's quite the handy fellow. Excellent herbalist, alchemist. It also goes out hunting when we're in need of additional provisions, that which we don't receive on the second 10 day of every month. Hey, Blizzy, try and say something. See if, is your mic working? Blizzy?
Blissy, am I gonna have to voice Raven tonight?
Um,
Well, shoot.
Can you try reconnecting in Discord? I had an issue like that earlier where I couldn't hear anyone. I just disconnected and reconnected. And I started working.
Yeah, maybe try that. See if that helps. But um, if your mic shot, would you guys be down to just play tomorrow evening then? Give Blizzy a chance to get a new mic.
We can do that.
Would she have one by then?
I'm back. What's going on?
Blizzy's mic finally kicked the bucket.
Monday.
Oh, damn.
Monday. Would you guys want to do Monday evening then?
I could
I think we
Monday.
could do that.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
do
we
it
could do
tomorrow
that.
because I got other plans, but Monday I could pull off.
We'll wait. We'll wait a couple minutes for you, or even Moonstar. But yeah, if we have to postpone it, that's okay.
While we sort this out, this is a good time for a fiver.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna go get like a granola bar or something.
Okay.
Give me one too.
Yeah, sure. Strawberry.
I like strawberry.
Strawberry's good. It's the best. It's the best berry.
It's a good berry. I don't know if it's the best, but it's good.
It's the best berry.
Blueberries. Better.
Disadvantage on all your rolls.
Blueberries. I don't care. Disadvantage of yours. Blueberries better.
And he's back.
Yeah, what about?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Blizzy?
Blizzy!
Can you hear me?
Yes.
As I live
Okay.
and breathe. Is that you, Blizzy?
Okay.
How long has it been? 6, 7 years?
Yes.
How have you been, buddy?
We'll see if this. It's like an old Apple headset. Let's see.
It sounds better than the other one.
It does.
Well, I did order another one. It comes Monday.
Almost there. All right. Let's go ahead and continue while we're waiting for Logaldi to get back. So you're talking to Runara?
Yes.
All right.
But she's just. He's an interesting fellow. What can you tell me about?
I suppose it's not exactly my place to sip. Put it politely. You have my thanks for saving our herbalist, but it's not my position to disclose other people's stories, as it were.
Hmm.
Like I told you when you first arrived, most people come to Dragon's Rest leaving the world behind for one reason or another. I would discourage prying too deeply.
She just kind of nods. Takes some mental note.
What's everyone else doing?
Could you possibly send me the notes of Flat Soul? It's a lot to digest with just word.
Yeah, fair enough.
She's gonna come up to her and talk to this one.
At this point, this woman, you haven't gotten her name yet. She's leaning up against the wall, arms crossed, kind of staring out over the mist curling over the bay. Doesn't even notice you slipping up beside her.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes?
I don't think I caught your name earlier. I
Ah,
do apologize again for my friend's behavior.
no, don't mention it. You've already done more than enough to make up for poor first impressions. I'm Varnoth.
Well, nice to meet you, Varna. Um, I, I did finish the book I was reading. Do you want me to just leave it? Where would you like me to leave it?
What was your name?
I'm Raven.
Raven. You can put that back up in the library. Most of the residents have the piss poor habit of leaving the books wherever they please on the shelves, but I suppose one more wouldn't hurt. Just put it back in the library, and we'll consider ourselves square. I'm sure Mila would like to go through and rearrange it when she has the chance.
Understood. What brings you here?
Ah, does seem like a nice place to stay. Retired away from the world and troubles of the Sword Coast, somewhere to seek peace and reflection, like most residents here.
Where did you come? Where did you hail?
I am from Neverwinter.
Say. Wow.
I must travel in different circles then. I don't think I recognize you.
Hmm.
I suppose Neverwinter's a big place.
That
Yeah.
indeed it is.
Now, are you and your group's pilgrims as well, or are you just seeing the sights as it were?
I think we're all just kind of a little bunched up together.
I see. Well,
I hope.
Mila should be done with dinner soon enough. When you hear the bell ring, make sure to go up to the kitchen. We'll make sure to have a seat for each of you there.
She nods at her.
She nods in return. With that, she kind of disengages quietly from the conversation and heads towards the second room, kind of slipping past one of the kobolds and Bran, heading inside.
It's gonna be slick because that's where Zarek changed.
Derek just went into someone else's room to change.
Yeah, he's found an empty spot.
Is that where he is right now?
No, he moved out. He moved out. He's approaching Renara now.
Yeah. Did he have like clothes to hang up?
He hung up the clothes. We'll say he hung
All right.
up.
Yeah. All right.
Miss Renara, Mrs. Renara, Mrs.
Just Renara is fine, child. What can I do for you?
Miss Renara then. One of my friends or acquaintances, the Lizard Man. He meditated, and I believe he had some foresight about a few locations of this big old rock, and I thought you might be able to help me decipher them or help me locate a few of them.
I will do what I can. She does look like somewhat amused by the remark. Though I am not entirely well versed in the terrain of this isle. Mostly I stay here in Dragon's Rest, though I will do what I am able.
Alright, well that makes me think of a question. Did you found this place? Who came here before you? If not.
That I do not know. That I came across this place as a lone pilgrim decades ago, already hewn into the rock face overlooking the bay. But I have since made it my own. The kobolds came not long after.
You've lived here all by yourself for decades, you say? With
Yes.
no company other than a couple kobolds.
They're fine company once you get to know them.
Alright. Zarek pauses. Alright, well, with what I was saying, is that so? The lizard man, he spoke of an old ruin, and if there's any object that you could use to locate this ruin, it would be a big old bronze device. Do you know anything about anything large of bronze? I would say
No,
it's very mechanical.
no, I've never heard of anything like that, I'm afraid.
Okay, this is Dragon's Rest itself here. Is there any other locations or corridors that you haven't ventured off to or explored?
This rest itself consists of only a few runes hewn directly into the rock face. I'm afraid I believe you've already seen all there is to our humble abode.
So you're seriously saying that you've been here in Dragon's Rest all this time? You haven't thought once to explore the rest of the isle?
I have no reason to.
You have all the reason to. You're an... What are you
Some of
talking
us-
about?
Some of us do not long for adventure as the young do.
Then why'd you
I-
come here?
To quietly idle away the years in reverence to Bahamut.
Alright, well, what good are you anyway? He says that mumbling as he kind of wanders off towards the smell of...
Yeah, like she's got like a bit of like a wry smile. She
He's
doesn't
disappointed
respond,
in her. He's a little upset at her.
He looks over to Yaginson. I believe I must have upset your friend.
Oh, a twig falling on his head would upset him.
Of course. Hopefully a warm meal will do him better.
I wouldn't take anything he says for granted or serious. He's kind of just new to all this. Locked in the library for far too long, just stepped out. Much of this is alien to him.
Of course, of course. I pass no judgment. I understand what it is to be young.
He's a youngin'.
With that, there's a loud ringing sound, a bell coming from somewhere up above. Runara turns her gaze upward. Looks like it must be time for dinner. Neelith must be done in the kitchen.
That sounds good.
At this point, you see all the kobolds rushing out of their various rooms.
Is it Dino Nuggies?
Betcha.
Macaroni? Mac and cheese and Dino Nuggies?
I suppose I'll join you in the kitchen in a few moments. I wish to go see with Tarak.
Alright.
As you guys enter the kitchen, like the long table is already set with various like boards, bowls, some cloth napkins spread out. All of it looks pretty worn and well used, but very well maintained. Mirleth is currently back in the kitchen. You can see a flame broiling in the sort of kiln-shaped oven. The clatter of pots and pans. Him cursing with like frustration as he's tending to, all the bits and bobs as he's attempting to cook. Oh, make sure when you go upstairs to stop in that white rectangle there so it registers you going upstairs.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if I did that or not.
If you don't see anyone.
I see people.
Oh, yep.
So many kobolds.
Isn't that enough room?
I see people, but it looks like grayed out, so maybe some lower.
Oh, yep, so that means you didn't do it. So, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm moving you into it. There. You guys should have the. At this point, all the various denizens are kind of finding room amidst the kobolds. There's not a lot of space, but there is like room to kind of cram between them on like the benches lining the table. At this point, Mirleth is running out of the kitchen. He's got like a roast quail on a platter that he lays out, toasted bread, um, that he like a sort of like a wicker basket filled with like fresh vegetables, salted pork. He begins to lay that all out along the table, making his way around, trying to kind of space it out as equally as he can amidst like the very, very, very like filled up room. Very little space. He has to kind of like angle himself and slide along the outer wall. Yes. Excuse me. Yes, I'm. Tarek, move out of the way.
Pardon me, sir. Do you have any butter for this bread?
Tarek, where's the butter? Oh, it's up in the top cupboard. Certainly seem more than all right after fighting some zombies. And you hear him like he kind of stomps back off the kitchen. You hear like pans falling and clattering on the stone floor. The sound of glass breaking somewhere, and you hear him curse loudly again. Some of the kobolds kind of giggle at that. All the kobolds are chattering super loud, talking over one another. Some of them are already taking off like some like slices of bread and like crumpling it up and then chucking it at each other. Varnoth is kind of slouched back. She looks extremely pissed off, but Runara is just pure poker face. Just kind of silently observing everything. Eventually, Mirleth comes back and kind of slides a platter of butter towards you, Zarek. Here.
Is it salted butter?
No.
Zarek takes the. Do you have any salted butter?
Harak, do we? No, we don't. We just have the normal butter.
Oh, well, thank
No,
you.
we don't. Yes, of course.
Is there a salt shaker anywhere on the table?
Yeah, there's there's a salt shaker and like a pepper grinder, like pepper mill.
Yeah, so Yag's gonna go ahead and slice a piece of that butter, put it on Zarek's bread, and then take the salt shaker and. Now salted. Be polite.
Mirlith is kind of squeezing his way on like along the south wall to make it towards the end where there's some available seating left. Varnoth is currently wrestling with she's sitting next to that kobold that had like the kind of like the injured wings on her back. Kind of like pulling away like a butter knife that she's not the kobold is now waving in the air dangerously as if fencing with the Raven directly across the table. Stop that! Stop! Put that down right now! Mirlith kind of collapses onto the bench at the end, just exasperated. He hasn't even touched his food yet.
It's like a whole family of kobolds.
That's exactly what it is. One tribe, all thick as kin, all loud and noisy.
When was the last time your ears weren't ringing in the quiet?
Never. Oh, you'll get used to it eventually, Mirleth. Mirleth here's only been here for a couple months now. It'll grow on you, promise. At this point, everyone's kind of passing food around freely, filling up their plates.
Man's got cobalt tinnitus at this point.
Raven just kind of eats some bread. Keeps to herself.
Yeah, digs in. He's a very polite eater, though. Very clean and cautious about it, but he is starving.
Yeah, Zarek is also pretty well mannered when it comes to table manners. He eats, with a fork and eats.
So
Not
his
like
pinky out.
no, not his pinky out. He's not Malacard, but he eats like a normal man, like a normal person would at like a restaurant.
Normal human.
Normal human.
While you're doing that, Zarek, one of the kobolds kind of slinks towards the back wall and very stealthily, but not successfully, is attempting to steal food from your plate.
Okay, I want to cast Prestidigitation, and I'm going to create a shower of sparks at him, playfully.
Yeah. He goes, like, quickly, like, retreats away. A lot of the kobolds, like, you can hear him jitter and laugh at his failed attempt and his very loud retreat back to his spot.
As Eric's amused by their, throwing of bread and their little banter, he's still young too, and he finds their immaturity quite amusing.
Yeah. Like, they're like, like talking loudly, chatting. It sounds like a school lunchroom. Like, there's the one that you actually rescued with Zark. He's over there flinging like insults and swear words at everyone in range, calling him like beard splitter, bugbear breath, shithead. He's got like a really foul mouth. Eventually, there's kind of like a loud ringing sound as you can see that Runara has taken like one of her forks and sort of drummed it against the side of her cup, slowly rising to her feet. As we always do, I would like to share one of my favorite passages from Avam, the words of Bahamut. And suddenly everyone, all the various people of the dining room fall silent as she speaks. Do not surround yourself with splendor. Spend your treasury sparingly. Stock the halls of your holdfast with sturdy and plain men, and do not adorn your walls. Abhor gold, for if you sit next to the sun too long, you're likely to go blind. With that, she settles back in and raises up a hand, gesturing for them to continue, and suddenly, all at once, the kobolds start immediately chittering again.
I'm trying to think of how to react to that. Zarek doesn't know what to think of that. He's a bit starstruck. He's not used to like this version of a prayer before food. He takes those words very seriously, trying to decipher what they mean and what she means by relaying them back to him.
Hmm.
How good's the quail?
It's very good. Like, it's very simply seasoned, most likely with what they're able to forage and grow here. But it's like
one.
There's just one. But the kobolds themselves, you're like when you ask that, you kind of look around and you see that none of the kobolds are actually eating meat. They're all eating vegetables. So is Runara.
You don't eat meat, Renara.
No.
Why not?
Just, I suppose it's something of a personal choice.
Why?
I don't know. It's something of an oath I took long ago. Abstaining from the taking of another life.
Alright, I suppose I could argue against that, but I won't. Vegetables are good too. Which makes me think of something you said, taking the dimension of life. I thought of Well, there's really no relation to it, actually. I was just thinking about it. Do you know about a well down in the Burrowwood?
A well?
Yes, there's a well. We went by it, and it was quite nice. I thought we should relay that information to you. It could be very beneficial.
Oh, you mean the Silver Spring?
Yes.
Yes, that. According to legend, long ago a silver dragon fell in battle with the kindred of Tiamat over what became this isle. He was buried in a barrow on the spot, and from his bones upsprang a well of clear running water with the power to heal. I've heard stories of it, of course, but I've never seen it for myself.
Okay, so you've heard stories about a spring, but not an old ruin.
No, I have not.
Zerk is annoyed again.
You get a very firm elbow bump to your side. Step
She,
that out.
Raven's gonna ask, what do you know about an owl bear?
An owlbear? I sup- They aren't native to the Isle, though I suppose that some of the kobolds have claimed to hear one howling over the Barrow Woods at night. You encountered it?
Yes.
Oh. I can't imagine how one managed to get all the way out here. Perhaps, it was part of the shipwrecks that landed on the northern coast not too long ago.
Other than the Myconids, do you know of anybody who inhabits, lives here?
Kobolds mostly, from other tribes, dwell in other parts of the cliffs and their peaks. Apart from them, none that I can say with certainty.
Raven kind of bites her lip, trying to decide whether she wants to mention the whistle or not.
Beef's quite friendly when you get to know him.
Beef?
Beef, yes. The owlbear, of course.
She's she kind of looks at you like she's trying to tell if you're, making fun of her or not. I don't follow.
The owlbear, I named it Beef.
Oh. You tamed it?
I wrote it.
She looks at,
I
she seems to take, a lot more credence in, Yaginson validating that tale than Zarek's claim. Eventually, she kind of nods. That is quite some animal handling skill you have there if you were able to tame an owlbear.
He didn't tame it, he just blew a whistle.
I did tame it, all by myself, I might add.
Neelith suddenly kind of perks up and pitches in. You blew a whistle?
It may have helped in the taming of it, sure, but
Was it just a whistle that you had on your person?
I got it right here, actually.
You kind of take it out and dangle it from your fingers, and his eyes linger on it a second. Where did you find that?
Sarek just kind of points at Brian.
His gaze swivels on Bran.
Bran kind of looks at Zarek like, oh, don't blame me for it. We looted the whistle and Magi boy over here blew it, and next thing we know,
Where did you find the whistle?
on its neck.
On the
Knocked
thank
owlbear's?
you. I was trying to remember.
We knocked
I
it out 'cause
forgot
we didn't
to-
want to kill it.
Yeah, it was on its neck.
After we were, we pissed it off, okay, and they had it around its neck, and we were able to retrieve it.
He kind of ponders this for a moment and then immediately becomes very interested in his food. Now picking at it with bits of picking at it with his knife and then instead of a fork and shoveling it in his mouth. That's interesting. Very strange.
Why do you find it so strange?
Well, what isn't strange about an owlbear having a necklace?
There's no telling how long it's been on its neck. Why don't you go out and venture for yourselves instead of staying here?
Dragon.
Mm.
Sorry, I was talking.
At that point, Tarek leans forward, kind of onto, leaning both of his elbows on the table, his fingers laced together, kind of resting under his nose. He's staring forward, kind of at the far wall, but he speaks directly to Raven. So, you had some questions about my tattoos, was it?
Yes. They're very
He
specifically.
immediately interjects. Seen any like it before?
Quite possibly.
At this point, Raven, you see that he has his hand crossbow drawn and is resting on his lap, aimed directly at you. Don't
The hell?
move. Are you from the gallows?
Why would it matter?
Are you here to kill me?
Why would I need to kill you?
That's it most likely.
Say it again. What'd you say?
An assassin. Is that what you are?
Why would I assassinate you?
You know damn well why. I
What
left the
do you-
guild.
So what if you left a guild? Why does that deserve to be assassinated just because you left the guild?
That why you're here? You're here for me.
I'm here for information. Not necessarily to kill.
Is he's definitely become a lot more cold and clipped. And what information is that?
Hang on. Putting my thing. I'm in search of a sovereign's ransom.
A
Why?
ransom.
Yes.
Then you're a fool.
Why am I a fool?
That's no ransom. Never was.
So why do they believe there is?
He sighs, and you kind of see his crossbow's aim drift away from you, now resting at his side. I was, at one point, part of the Gilded Gallows. And as you might know, it's a lot harder to leave them than it is to get in. Now it's true that I did betray them, but whatever they told you, whatever story is now circulated in the Thieves Guild, it's twisted. They hired me to assassinate a traitor. That traitor was my lover. We tried to leave, flee to Eltergard, but they killed her instead. No treasure. Just a couple of criminals trying to cover up their dirty tracks.
Raven, like, gently slams her fist on the table. That dizzy dinkle. Spinning stories again. I'm gonna kill him when I find him.
I've left that life of crime long ago. And if you're still digging around in those circles, maybe it's time for you to continue doing the same. Kind of gestures around at all the kobolds, yipping and snapping at each other. You guys might be able to pick this up. Now I have something to protect. Maybe you should look for something yourself.
I had something once and it was taken from me.
Well, I know what that's like. And I'm sorry to hear that.
I think I won't find peace until I take the one that took it from me.
Try letting go. Moving on. Vengeance is a poison.
I don't know that I can let this one go. It's just kind of drifts off in silence there.
Eric quietly nods. Takes a short sip of water. I understand. From one experienced rogue to another, it never ends well. People like us, we don't get happy endings. Unless we learn to walk away.
Kind of just stirs the vegetables on her plate. Stares into space.
At this point, some of the kobolds are now have finished up, and without cleaning up their dirty plates, are now filtering out. A couple bump into you on their way out.
Miss Raven, on the boat right here, I saw you were playing with cards. Do you have any neat card tricks?
I mean, I dabble in cards a little bit.
Oh, come on. Come on, you must have a card trick. Well, show us one while we're here. That's why you learn them, don't you? Just to show them off.
Raven takes out the pack of cards, shuffles them on the table, does some fancy, like, bridge shuffling. Puts a stack in front of Derek and says, pick a card.
Which one?
You pick a card.
Okay.
Don't show
picks
me.
Card. Derek picks card.
Picks up the deck, shuffles it around some, holds it open and says, okay, put it back in.
Just anywhere?
Anywhere.
Okay. He puts it back in.
He shuffles it around some more. Alright, roll with me. Roll a 20. She flips through the deck some. Your card was a 5 spade.
Was it?
Well, she got higher than you.
It's true. Wait. Do it again. There must be some trick to this.
She shuffles them again. Alright, draw another card.
Derek draws a card.
As you're doing this, the kobold between you guys is like watching this intently.
Zarek shows off the card to the kobold.
The kobold looks at you and he like kind of nods like, all right. Yeah.
She shuffles the deck again, opens it back up and says, okay, stick it in. As she's doing it, she fumbles the cards and they go all over the place. She goes, I'm just so tired. I just can't.
You seem a bit flustered, Raven. Is everything alright?
Ah, it's been a long day.
It has been a
She,
long day.
as she gathers up all her cards and just kind of stuffs them back together.
At this point, Yaginson, as you're sitting there, and Brand, you could probably see it too, like glittering under the table, because it's like, average humanoid height, so it's a bit tall for both of you. You can see that the kobold between Yaginson there and Raven is playing with a shiny copper coin.
How shiny.
Very shiny. Very well polished.
We're talking magic shiny or
Or is it keeping
super
private?
shiny?
I don't know, maybe magic shiny.
Yag's gonna sort of nudge the kobold. So that's the same coin you got there.
Oh, this, yes. You want to know how I got it?
Sure.
Kind of leans in and whispers in the ear. I stole it from a dragon horde.
Oh, that's dangerous. Where?
Under the water.
Like, on this island?
Yeah. There's a treasure trove down there. Not a lot of people know about it.
I imagine there's a lot of things buried around this island or under it. It's a strange place.
It's my lucky coin. It makes me lucky.
That's very nice. Where, though? Like, I ask because I'm personally looking for a specific thing. Not a coin, but a scale.
You want to know where the horde is?
Oh, couldn't hurt.
Kind of like peeks around nervously. I don't know. I shouldn't say anything.
Well, maybe alright. I don't want to get you in trouble.
You're like you kind of like about to lose interest. Immediately makes him desperate to keep your attention. He wants to talk to the outsiders. All right. North side of the bay. Low tide. You can swim into it.
It's just sitting there?
There's a white stone on the beach, but it's under the water, so no one knows about it.
Let's see. Well, I can take a look with my friends here at some point. Thank you for that. I won't openly spread this too much. That makes you feel better.
I don't want to get in trouble.
No, I won't. Don't worry. You enjoy your coin. You keep it safe. It is very shiny.
He kind of palms it and like rubs his hands together. Yeah. See you later. Immediately darts out the door.
Dust cloud shaped like a kobold left behind, then falls away.
At this point, Renara, who just was completely zoned out, just focusing on picking clean her plate, drops off the dishes. I'm going to head to the temple to do my evening rounds. I bid you all a good night.
Have a good one.
Zurich waves a dismissive hand towards her, kind of just not paying much attention to her. She's dead to him.
Turn.
You need to stop that with her.
Raven's gonna go do dishes.
Yaginson,
To help
she's
out.
been here for what, 20, 30
Yeah,
years
Brandon,
now,
the
and
dishes
she's
too.
lived in this stupid rock, this carved rock, and she hasn't explored the entire isle once. It's a wasted opportunity.
Okay. When was the last time you stepped out of your... Wherever you
I'm
stepped
stepping
out
out
of before?
now.
No. Before.
Did you see what I did with that zombie thing? I threw a
Yes, I
dagger.
saw.
It was really cool, actually.
Very impressive, very cool. My point is, before that, before all of this, how long did it take you to step out of your space?
Alright, fair point, but the thing is, it's not 30 years.
Alright, I get it. Maybe she has a reason to stay here, though. Some people do find a spot and then don't move for strong
You want to
reasons.
know what my theory is with this woman?
What?
My theory is that she had some sort of... She was rejected by some lover of some sort, so she got upset, wandered off to this isle, and spent the rest of her days moping.
That is an oddly specific thought.
At this point, Zarek, you're very aware that Mirleth is still there and is looking directly at you.
Did you read that in one of your storybooks?
Actually, yeah, I did read a storybook like that once. It was quite good.
Yak puts a hand on his shoulder, even though he has to reach up a bit. I can tell. Alright, have fun with that one over there. And then he just gets up. It's on outside.
Yeah. At this point, Mirlith, he's taken out kind of like an ebony wood pipe and strikes a match against the surface of the table, lighting it. If I overheard you correctly, you're looking for a ruin.
Yes, I am. I'm actually looking for an observatory, but my lizard friend's ruin was the closest thing that might describe such a thing, so that's what I'm looking for.
Then perhaps I may be able to help.
I'm sorry, help?
I happen to know more about this isle's geography than anyone else, and perchance I know of the very
What's
ruin
that?
that you are seeking.
Finally. Why didn't you say so? There's someone who can actually know this place. Why aren't you in charge?
I am just a recent comer to the isle, but how about we make a deal?
Couldn't hurt to hear you out.
As you know, I am a priest of Klemvor, the god of the dead. When I arrived here on Stormwreck Isle, it was less than ideal circumstances. My ship, it wrecked on the northern shoal near a large mound known as Dragon's Tooth. I was the only survivor. Unfortunately, most of my belongings were left behind in the wreck, but most importantly, my priestly vestments, including my badge as a cleric. If you could recover it for me, my amulet, then I can lead you to the ruin.
Alright, and what sort of amulet would I be looking for if I agreed to this?
There's no other like it. Magical in nature, black as onyx. Is through that which I enact the lore of the Crystal Spire's will. It's my personal hope that perhaps it can be even used to lay the dead to rest here, where they seem to walk so freely.
Goodness, we've seen quite a few dead around these beaches for sure. Something like that would be quite beneficial.
Immediately slams his fist on the table. Exactly. That is why it is very important that I find it. If you were able to help Tarak with Seagrove Cave, then I'm certain that you would be able to recover it for me.
Again, the people of dragons, for you. What? Come with us.
Zarek's the only one who's breaking the fourth wall and realizing everybody just wants.
That's D&D in a
Yeah, I
nutshell.
was like, wait a minute. You assholes don't do shit!
I could come with you if you insist. I just won't be much help without my amulet. I'm not able to cast spells, nor do I own a weapon.
Okay, I'll lend you my dagger then. But you seem to know your way. You say you know more your way than we do around this place. I wouldn't see the harm in you coming with.
I'd be more than happy to guide you to the wreck.
Alright then, if you come with us, show us around, and by gods, we'll escort you.
Of course. Just let me know when you intend to depart. I imagine that you're waiting on turn to finish your potions, but when you're ready, I'd be more than happy to lead you to where I arrived on the Isle.
Maybe that you are a breath of fresh air.
I'm pleased to hear that. I suppose I should go smoke outdoors. Renard will yell at me again for making the kitchen smell of tobacco. I always need a good smoke after cooking, though. If you could do me a favor, just leave your dishes in the kitchen. I'll get to them later.
And then as he says that, Raven steps out and says, "Dishes are done."
Well, thank you. I quite appreciate it that someone around here is willing to lend a hand.
It's the least Braun and I could do.
I've got one more for you, Miss Raven. Here's my plate.
Of course you do.
Thank you,
You
miss.
damn chicken.
Take that. I'll wash it. Bran just walks outside.
She takes the plate, goes, washes it again, puts it away.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? You got 2 days until Tarek's done with your potions.
Raven's gonna go put the book back first, but
Sure.
Oh, I need a rest. Other than that, I'm open for anything.
Yeah. Do you guys want to take a long rest? Kind of end up the night?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Go ahead and take a long rest, and Yaginson levels up.
Nice. Do we have to go anywhere to do that, or can I just like sleep on the ground right here?
Technically, yeah. Technically, you got your Are you just let me know. Are you
Room
guys
down here.
going to your room? Are you sleeping in the temple?
Remind me what's in the room. Is there like more than one bed? Just
There's
the
only
bed?
one bed, so someone would have to have the bed or whatever, and then the rest would have to use bedrolls.
Isn't because Raven just kind of meditates. Is there a spot like by the fountain? Isn't that a fountain down there? Gotcha.
Yeah. It's not a fountain. It's a statue of a brass dragon named Clissivar, as you were told when you first arrived.
She's gonna sit by the dragon and just meditate.
What's the name of my owl again?
Oh God.
What did you say it was? Because it was a weird name and we made fun of it.
Nubenor.
Spell it for me.
Nuvenor. No, N-O... Yeah. Yeah,
What?
Nuvenor.
Moving on.
Numenor.
What was the thing to level up again?
It should be... When you have to, click to take a long rest.
Okay.
Alright, Zarek's gonna speak to his owl. Nuvenor, I have a mission for you of the utmost importance.
What is it?
That bed, I need you to fly over there and sit on it, as if it were yours.
You need me to sit on the bed for you? You can't even do that on your own.
But if you, hear me out. If you sit on that bed, they'll think that I have claim to it, and we could share it.
Fine. I suppose I can rest on it for you. But don't get too used to it. Once we get back to the mainland, I demand a double-stuffed feathered bed to rest my head upon.
No, we've discussed this before. We're not staying in one place anymore. We're traveling.
Yes, but the accommodations are still somewhat lacking.
If we're to make a name of ourselves, we can't stay in one place at a
Make a
time.
name of yourself, you mean? I already have a name, for I am an esteemed advisor, the fate spinner of the Fey Court.
Then why are you with me?
Because you managed to cast the incantation that has forever snared my service, much as I loathe it.
Well, fair enough then.
It was a fluke.
Are you saying you regret this partnership of ours?
Hmm.
That's quite disheartening, my friend. I thought we had something, you and I. I quite value your company.
Yes, but you still call me chicken, don't you?
I didn't call you chicken. The lady did.
Ye-
Miss Raven.
Oh, yes, but you let her walk all over you.
I didn't
You
mean-
can't. You lack the spine to correct her.
I like the spine. I look at her cross-eyed and she'll kill us both.
Kill you, maybe, for I can only be banished back to the Feywild. You should grow a spine, Zarek. Stand up for yourself. You're making us both look like fools.
What do you suggest? That I just attack her?
No, of course not. Simply assert your dominance.
That's what I'm doing right now.
You're not
Get on the bed.
You're having your familiar get. I'm going, but you should tell her that you're taking the bed. You should command her to stand down.
Just get the idea when you're on it.
Oh,
What is it you don't understand?
No. You intend to plant the idea because you are too meek and feeble to confront her directly.
I think it's amusing just because she's not even sleeping in the bedroom. We're trying to fight him for it.
Local man yells at bird.
Oh man, yells at bird. I'm done arguing with you, Nuvenor. You should be grateful I'm even using your name now. Go.
You didn't
go
even
on
know
the
what
bed.
it was.
And to be honest, I don't give a shit what it is. Get on the bed.
He just kind of lets a little owlish huff and hops over on the bed. His head turns 180 degrees looking away from you.
There's actually a subtle bit of dominance and authority in Zarek, but it only shows through his owl right now, as he is tried.
He's growing a spine.
Alright. Alright, so yeah, take your long rest, and then you have 2 days of downtime. Rations, you don't have to worry about expending your rations because it's assuming you're going to be eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the little monastery crowd here. So what do you guys want to spend your downtime doing?
Can Raven get Park to teach her alchemy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she wants to do that. She'll pick up some alchemy.
Okay. I'm gonna say you get roll a d20 for me, and roll an intellect roll actually. So add your intellect modifier to that.
Hang on. Look. +2. So 16.
16. Okay. All right, and then are you doing that for both days?
Yes.
Make another intelligence roll for me.
Yeah. 9.
9.
I know,
Okay.
intelligence is +4.
Oh, so that'd be 10
Yeah.
or 11. Sorry, I know how to count.
It's
Um,
okay.
yeah. So, you spend both of those days. You ask Tarek to help you, like, kind of learn a bit about alchemy. And he's actually really excited to teach you. He shows you his alchemy kind of like lab he set up at his desk, and kind of goes over like a lot of the basic fundamentals when it comes to, whether like how to extract ingredients from herbs, whether it's burning them down and then mixing the ashes, or extracting liquid from them, mashing them to a pulp, or like using like a mortar and pestle. Um, but you learned a bit like about alchemy, not enough to get any skill in it, but you're definitely, like with like more training, you could definitely get there. So that's how you spend your 2 days. What about Bran? What are you doing?
Operating this list. So,
What's that? You're like. It sounds like you're really
oh,
distant.
sorry. Can Bran research? Do I know about this dungeon that was just shared with Derek? Would I in range here about it? Or no?
None. Like which one?
The one with the necklace. He's gonna bring us to.
The ruins.
Um that's like a shipwreck.
Was that a private conversation though?
You could have overheard it.
And then it's either that or researching. Can I research information about Sharuth, the red dragon?
Yes, absolutely. You
Okay,
can pick
we'll do
the.
that.
All right, Sharuth. Okay, make a intelligence check for me, and then I'll send you Discord message with what you learned.
Okay. Intelligence. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Jarrah shot. Okay.
Or yeah, actually, yeah, because it's not so much like you're making a history check to recall information, but more just to absorb information.
Oh, that's bad.
It was pretty bad.
Make another one for me, because that's just for one day.
That's also bad.
Yeah, not great. You are able to find like a bit of cursory information in the footnotes of like some like logs of like the Dragonfall Wars.
Okay.
All right. Zarek, what are you doing?
Day 1, I don't know how you want to do this, or even if you'll allow it. I want to have Zarek do some just like chores around the place to see if he can earn himself a couple rations, because he doesn't have any food.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So the first day, yeah, I'm gonna say, for that, like, Mirleth, kind of manages, like, you help him out in the kitchen, like, keeping it clean, tidying up after the kobolds wreck the place, and he gives you, like, he's gonna give you, like, an extra, like, ration, like, traveling ration.
Cool. And second day, I will read up on my introduction to the weave.
Okay, sounds good. Make an intelligence check for me.
If I can find it. Oh, how ironic that it's taking me forever to find an intelligence tech roll. Oh my god. There it is. 17. It's saving throw. That's a saving throw. Oh my god, where am I looking? Oh, it's just flattened.
Yeah, just flat.
21.
And there we go. Okay, so you read like a bit more about like the weave. You've already read about the spell plague, where you learned about Mistra and like the banishing of magic from the world before it was reintroduced.
Sure.
the weave itself is like a actual like physical like force. Like basically you got like matter, you have energy, and then you have the weave that permeates all things and all surroundings, and it's through the actual manipulation of this presence that you can cast spells. However, there are various magical anomalies that exist. There are dead magic zones where which are places where the weave does not exist, meaning spells cannot be cast. Then there are also wild magic zones where a spell could backfire upon its caster, target the wrong location, be dramatically increased in power, or even change its effect entirely. In fact, there's a rare breed of spellcasters whose innate magical power calls upon this wild magic, causing it to mutate and create all sorts of strange and otherworldly effects, and they're known as wild magic sorcerers.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Yaginson, what do you do for your 2 days?
Jorgensen is gonna kind of be doing a twofold thing of sort of picking the brain of Renera,
Runar, yep.
Renara, and also trying to read up on anything that might be buried in the library relating to people who have visited previously, similar to maybe not his order, but rather any others who have come and gone for information. He also was curious about that horde.
So Renara doesn't really mention too much about the horde. In fact, she kind of waves it off with her hand, speaking of large, like, former dragon dens and abandoned caverns that litter the Isle. Um, like the one, that the kobold, his name was Mumpo, that he kind of told you about, um, beneath like that kind of white boulder along the northern shore. Was kind of like a dangerous, like kind of tide trap. But in regards to people who visited, she mentions quite a few names, mostly kind of listing them off, like Eladrin and Garethus. But mainly, it just seems to be mostly the ones that she recalls are just pilgrims of Bahamut who come to pay reverence at the shrine. Um, Tarak, Varnoth, and really, Tarek and Varnoth are kind of unique in the fact that they've been here for a long time and have chosen to stay rather than continuing on with their adventures. Mirlith not really falling in that category because he's only been there a couple months after shipwrecking on the Isle.
I see. He doesn't. He expresses to her when he mentions the horde is he's not specifically after treasure, but he tells her directly, like, about that he is here both on interest and as his own slight trial and pilgrimage for his order, and he's looking for a true gold dragon scale. And he's not quite sure how to go about finding one or even acquiring one properly, because he also mentions he feels like it'd be theft to just take one from a grave.
Yes, I would agree with that. As far as true gold dragons, they haven't been seen in these parts for many, many an era. I suppose if you were to visit one's barrow, it wouldn't necessarily be sacrilegious, provided you left an offering in kind or an oath. Gold dragons are beings of goodness and light. And she kind of gestures to the statue of Bahamut and the 7 songbirds resting on his outstretched arms. These are the 7, the council of the most ancient and wisest gold dragons in all the Forgotten Realms. They travel with Bahamut across the Great Dark as his counselors, his friends, and fiercest warriors. If you happen to encounter the Tomb of a Gold Dragon, I suppose you'd still face many tribulations, though if your heart is pure and your intentions true, you may yet find a gold dragon skill to bring back to your order.
That is my hope. And the order itself is based off of our gold dragon. It's a lot of new things for me. I've been with them for a while, but now this is my own trip, so it's kind of I want to do it right, you know?
Of course. And I think that's more important than you yourself realize. Whether they know it now or not, they will look upon you to guide them in times of need.
Well, I hope I can prove to be what they want. There's a lot of things on this isle. I guess I'll just keep looking around. At the very least, if I don't find anything, well, then I know it's not here. But the others seem to have things they're after here, so I'll stick around a while.
Of course. And be certain to tread with caution. The Isles can be a dangerous place to the unwary.
I've already noticed that. Undead roaming around everywhere. Random beasts and things in the woods. I mean, the owl bear was kind of a surprise, and it's not on my side now, but still.
Of course, and I will offer whatever aid I can in your quest, young Master Dwarf.
I appreciate that, and he gives a short bow. Still sorry about my one friend there. He's still getting used to it all.
Oh, like I said, I understand what it means to be young and foolish.
He'll look back one day when he's older and probably be a little bit embarrassed about it. Or he won't.
And thus ends your conversation. What else did you say you wanted to do during your downtime?
A bit of research into any of the books in the library that would bring him any knowledge towards specifically burrows now or clues.
All right, yeah, absolutely. Make a flat intelligence check for me. Oh,
I'm stupid. Not one of my better skills.
let me.
Well, that's a saving throw. That's not intelligence.
Oh, whoops. That's my bad.
Give him one more. Give him one more.
That would be the same as intelligence because it adds intelligence modifier and saving throw proficiency, and he has none. So it's just a flat d20 roll, which that was.
Oh, okay then. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Um,
I
Really-
goes in different directions.
yeah, it doesn't. You aren't really able to gather too much information regarding any specific gold dragons or any. You really struggle to find any history about the Isle, probably because, unbeknownst to you, Bran had actually checked out the books related to that and was reading them in search for information about Sharuth.
The dumb dwarves.
Sabotaged from within. Nah, he just figures, okay, well, I guess there's nothing. But he might learn from Bran later what he's discovered and been like, oh, that's what I'm looking for.
At this point, the 2 days have passed, and Raven, while you're in the plaza, Tarak approaches you. He's holding like a small, like worn leather satchel, which he kind of unslings from his shoulder and offers to you. All right, here it is. 2 healing potions and elixir of health, along with a couple extra coins for services rendered, of course.
Why, thank you. Wasn't expecting any payment other than the potions.
The potions were for bringing me back the heart's cap mushrooms. The gold was for saving the mic in it. I really can't thank any of you enough.
Well, I do appreciate you helping me start to learn alchemy.
Of course, if you need any more teaching, just come and see me. Be happy to help.
She nods at him. So what's all in the bag? Like how many coins?
So, real quick, give yourself... Here, I'm gonna get you some potions of healing.
Did Raven complete her quest here?
Yeah, can I count that off?
Yeah, she get XP?
Quick. That's a good question. Right now I'm not, simply because we're so low level. That's something I might revisit once we get past the storm wreck. But I'm running the XP at least vanilla.
Okay.
But you can mark it off though that there's still opportunities to be earned with that kind of story thread, if that makes sense. All right. What's everyone else kind of up to?
Wait, was there? You said there was coins. Do we each get some
Oh,
coins?
yes. So there is 125 gold pieces.
6 of us.
5.
Of us?
Yeah, for 5. 25 each.
25 gold.
Yep. Each get 25 gold pieces.
We each do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
This is so much easier than when we were in
Rich.
I have
What was
32
Warcraft?
gold. How do I add rations?
You just gotta. It's like an item. I can give it to you real quick.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I want to introduce my Awakened spellbook to Nuvenor.
All right. Yeah. So like you like did you, so you've enchanted your spell book?
Yes, it's now
All right.
awakened.
Where you guys at currently?
Let's say we're at the library.
In the library. And you've been like kind of tinkering with your spell book. You've been like kind of writing runes into it and into the margins of the page using your magic quill. And like slowly enchanting it. And the spell book is beginning to twitch and flutter with life. The page is turning on their own. What kind of like? Do you want it to talk? Like what? What do you imagine?
Of course it talks, Sarthok.
Okay.
You gotta give it a silly voice.
I gotta give it a silly voice.
Or you gotta give it a voice.
I gotta give it a voice. How do you want it? Like, what do you want its personality to be? Because you're literally making it.
Shoot, I want it to be pretty. Nuvenor's kind of defiant naturally. I want this spellbook to be a little more submissive and
I want my spell book to be a sub.
kind of, yes. I want it to kind of just say yes to everything I say, to be on my side.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a voice.
Nuvenor, I want to introduce to you our new little friend.
Dude, give you one moment. Give you one moment.
Raven walks in to watch this happen too.
Like a no voice or something.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Oh my goodness. Well, hello. How are you doing?
Hello. Oh my God, I'm alive.
You're just happy to be alive, aren't you, friend?
I am. Thank you.
You're quite
oh my-
welcome.
By the gods, what have you done?
Nuvenor, I'd like to introduce you to our new friend. He will be staying with us for...
No, hello, hello, nice to meet you. You got like anyone who's in the library just sees the spellbook flapping, and it's like you can hear it talking. It's
So we
terrifying.
can hear its voice.
You can't hear it. It's not telepathic. It's like flapping its cover as it talks.
He's quite brilliant, isn't he?
I'm brilliant. Oh man, thank you.
What have you done?
Oh, for once I agree with her. What have you done?
Mike, what should we call you? I'll have to think on that for a while. But well, my goodness, what's it like to be birthed?
I don't know, feels pretty exciting. All these new colors, senses. Kind of wish I had legs, though.
give it time. I might be able to give you some eventually, but
Oh, all right. Well, I suppose this is pretty good. What would you like me to do?
well, for starters, maybe you should keep your voice down a bit. We are inside a
Oh,
library.
oh. What's a library?
It is a
I'm just kidding. I'm a book. I'm just kidding. I'm a book. I already know.
Thank goodness. Um, you see the owl there?
I mean, in a sense, it's more like I could see the weave, but I know there's an owl.
Oh, you are you're a silly little one. Yeah, so that's Numenor. He's among us now. We are now a trio.
At this point, Raven, you can see the owl is making eye contact with you, and it looks just like completely at a loss for words. It looks defeated.
Nuvenor, that's the owl's name.
Yeah, Numenor.
Nuvenor. I holler at him. Nuvenor, if you want to come with me, you're welcome to.
And like immediately, just he hops off of Zarek's shoulder and lands on Raven's.
She looks at the owl. I won't ever call you chicken again for that thing.
I like her more, Zarek.
Excuse me.
I have been replaced.
Alright. What do you mean you've been? You haven't been replaced.
Yeah, you haven't been replaced, little buddy. We're gonna be the best of friends.
She just kind of like reaches and pats the owl to comfort him.
Yeah, he kind of turns his scalp into your hand, just kind of accepting more scritches like a cat.
You're welcome to hang with me for a while. It'll be okay.
I am?
Yes.
Not
Zarek!
not you.
Oh, not me?
No, but she probably does include you too. I mean, she wasn't speaking to you, but
I mean, I don't mean to intrude.
no, it's quite all right.
Okay, I've only been alive for like 5 minutes, so
Well, who couldn't like you? You're quite the lovable sort.
Oh,
She
thank
looks-
you.
She looks at the book flapping and goes, absolutely not.
What? Ow. Oh. Like the cover and spine kind of bend to give it like a big frown.
Now, I have a very important question for you, my spell book.
All right.
With your permission, of course, I would like to use you as my new focus. I have this here crystal, but seeing as I can use you now, with your permission, I would like to use you.
All right. I think I could do that.
So does that mean he just ditches his owl?
No, this crystal. He had like a different spell casting focus, not a familiar.
Alright,
Oh,
well,
okay, familiar.
I think we have a very good arrangement ahead, and you are with. Well, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something.
At this point, you can see like Varnoth has stalked around the corner of the shelves and is glaring at all of you. Nice to meet you. I don't have a name yet, so I can't give it to you. She's just. Shh. Keep it down.
You must forgive it. It's newly born. It's quite excited to be alive.
Keep it down.
In the book, hear the owl.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the kobold up to in there?
Kobold is just peeking around the corner, peeking through the like empty spots in the shelves where there are no books, just kind of spying on everything, just kind of mystified and in awe.
Brand's just kind of overhearing all the drama, hanging out next to the other dwarf because seems chaotic in there, but kind of chuckling at the chaos going inside.
Yeah, just been listening.
I can't even think of anything else to add. This is so much.
We can get you a third familiar.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
we'll get the owl bear and it talks too.
I don't even know what
God.
to name the thing. I gotta think on it.
I'm gonna go find the others now.
You can name it chicken.
So does the owl just hang out with Raven now?
Yeah, it's hanging out with Raven. He's giving you could like, you could tell he's like kind of jealous because you've got like a new companion.
So do I still get to command it? What I mean, like how
Yeah,
how
no,
much bending are we gonna do here?
You can still command it. It's just he's just riding on Raven's shoulder.
Okay, yeah.
He just is like, I don't want to be your friend. We should go find the others to figure out where to go to next.
Are you guys finding the others?
Yes. I don't even know where Chi is.
Oh, they're both outside.
We're just outside the door.
Oh. The door.
So now he's got a talking book, it sounds like.
I said, I don't know what you all have done, but he has a new friend.
Hello! I'm a talking book!
Hello?
Friend, the little talking book. What's your name?
I don't got one. I was just made.
Where'd Owl go? Then he notices Owl still on her shoulder.
Yep.
And then I look to the owl and kind of snicker at him. Looks like you've been replaced by a talking book.
The owl just seems sad.
Oh, okay, little guy.
Have you named your book yet?
No, I haven't. Goodness me, Egginson, what would you name a book if you could?
Well,
And not just the name of a book, but a sentient book.
I don't know. I call it Novelty.
Brilliant. What do you think about that book, Novelty?
I love it.
Novelty it is.
It's quite a novelty to see. I don't see talking books every day.
Novelty is perfect.
Yeah, I totally did that to avoid it being called fucking ham or something.
Yeah. Beef too.
Yeah, beefier.
Beef stew.
You guys are a mess.
I'm going to call this one pork.
I'm going to call this one beef ramen.
Wellington.
That's a good flavor of ramen.
Filet mignon. Alright, so what are you guys doing? Got 20 more minutes.
Where should we go next? I suppose I've come to an end with my quest for the moment being, but I could help you all for why you're here.
First thing to train novelty is every time he speaks, I want him to open and close the book as if he's talking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, of course.
that's the only option. Do you approve of the voice?
Yes.
Oh my god. He's a lot.
All right. So right now you guys do have a couple leads. You guys heard about a supposed dragon horde underwater mentioned by the kobold, and Mirleth has also offered to guide you to the shipwreck where he first landed in Stormwreck Isle.
I think the zombies are a bigger issue with them continually appearing than going and delving into some loot. Probably should take care of helping make the zombies go away first.
All right.
If
You can see Mirleth in his favorite spot, smoking his ebony pipe.
Do we know why the zombies are here?
You do not. Only that he thinks he might be able to help if he reclaimed his amulet of Kellumbor.
Which is in the shipwreck.
Correct.
Yeah, whatever helps ward them off more is probably good for this little sanctuary.
So let's go do that.
Are there
That's
any
my
vendors
vote.
in town or
Any
what, sorry?
The vendors in town to buy another rope?
Tarek does trade.
Is that the guy in front of us to our right?
No, Tarek's the guy you did the potion quest for.
Where is he at? Is he on the way? Can we ask him on the way if he can sell us?
Yeah, he's
another rope?
down, he's probably down in his room.
Okay.
Not for gold though, but good for good. Is that what you
Yeah,
did
he
last time?
he mostly trades in good for good, though he likes you guys now, so I'm able to haggle a bit.
What do you got on you? You have the ink. You could try and trade him the ink.
Do you have
Or-
any-
You guys could do no, it's not that. No, I remember. You can do gold for good. It's just that's what Zlat did.
Okay.
So what are you looking? What are you looking to buy?
A rope, 50-foot rope.
Okay. Rope. That's 50 foot. Hempen. That's 1 gold.
Oh hell yeah! If I'll do, can I buy? How much do those weigh?
They weigh 10 pounds.
Can I buy 2 of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did we not
Can't
get
just-
ours back?
No, I think they're still hanging off the ledge.
Yeah, if you didn't reclaim them.
Okay. Well, then I'll buy one for him too.
Yeah, did you already remove your first one from your inventory?
Yeah, I just added it back.
Yeah, I did.
I just made it 0.
It might be worth
Oh,
picking up.
goodness.
It might be worth picking up some vials because you guys are always trying to loot stuff and never
Oh,
have vials
yeah.
loaded.
Yeah, can I get? Is like 5 vials a lot, or is that the reasonable?
That should be fine. 5 vials that they're 1 gold each.
Okay, so I bring it down to 28, and then
You guys do have a list of stuff you can generally find in most general goods stores in your handouts too.
Would you
You could
consider
do-
this general goods store?
Yeah, I would say like most basic necessities you can get here, like not weapons and armor, stuff like that. So like certain stuff, like yeah, because you'll have it because when you first spoke to him, he mentioned that he trades with a lot of the vendor like the ships that come every 2 10 day to the cloister. So he does like keep like a sort of like stock room, and like he also like barters with some of the plants and potions he makes, which is why he does it.
this list is that on the adventuring gear list, or is that?
Yeah, it's adventuring or it's either
Yes, looks like
yeah,
it. Yeah.
Yep. It also shows like it's like the cost is like minimum cost, so that can go up and down.
Okay. I can get a grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
Do items sell for full value?
They do not.
So if I wanted to sell my crystal that it says it's priced at 10 gold, what would I get from it?
I'd say you'd probably get 2 gold. It's like
Oh my god.
nice as a crystal goes, but it's an arcane focus. Like you're selling it to a vendor in the middle of nowhere, so it's probably not going to get its full value unless you're selling it to like spellcasters, right?
Shoot, yeah. Makes sense. Where'd you find the full list of...
Yeah, go to there's a session 1 handout folder in like the quest log.
Journal, quest log.
Is it the adventuring gear one?
Yeah. Venturing gear has all the different basic items you can get from like most vendors. Though like obviously some of it not so much. Like they're not going to be able to buy a potion of healing and all different types of instruments and stuff like that. There's a list of like armor and weapons under equipment as well.
And the fishing tackle, does that also include a fishing pole?
Yes,
Or
it
no?
does. It does.
Okay, I think I want one of those too, just for fun, downtime fun.
Okay.
Okay, let me do this. So we're getting inventory.
How much are arrows?
Arrows. So when it comes to arrows, that's 1 gold for 20 arrows.
Okay, I want to buy a set of.
Okay, go ahead. And if you guys go to Compendium and D&D SRD content under items and spells, there's an item list, and all these items should be in there, so you should be able to drag and drop them into your inventory when you purchase them.
Compendium and where else?
D&D SRD content folder.
Okay.
This is a good tutorial just for that part.
Hey, Kath, how's it going?
What up?
Just finished what I'm doing on my end.
It would be under items. Trade goods is more like, like spices, like iron, raw goods that you can grab with.
So what did I miss?
Really, this entire session has been just everyone hanging out in Dragon's Rest, talking to NPCs, getting some leads for future quests, that sort of thing.
Speaking of, when you're done, everybody else is going to go find the High Priestess or Tarak, whichever you can find sooner.
Sure. We're just finishing up our shopping session.
Yeah, I actually want to make up for my supplies. I want to get like a bedroll and maybe a few rations if I can.
All right, go for it.
It says there's soap. Can I buy soap? Does he have soap for sale?
Yeah.
I think they're
Just because they live in a monastery doesn't mean they all stink.
Yeah, it can't stink. If it costs 2 copper, I'll spend
You
it.
get like a bar of like lavender soap.
Well, if it costs copper, what would be the... If I only have gold pieces, what would it just transfer to silver and copper?
This is a good question. No. Because that's like a... Some DMs do it, I don't, because I like playing with the idea of, actually having like different types of currency. Honestly, you're kind of sitting there, like looking at the bar of soap, and he tells you 2 copper, and you look in your pouch, and it's just jingling gold coins, and he just kind of waved his hand. It's all right. You can just keep it.
Raven rolls her eyes and just gives him the 2 copper.
Thank you very much. Soap's
thank you.
important. I there's no need to really explain. It's just nice to have soap.
Is anyone else buying anything?
Yank's pretty well stocked from his initial stuff.
Nah, she's stuck.
Oh wait, I should buy arrows too. Huh? How much is it for 20 arrows?
1 gold.
Okay, I'll also do that.
They got a Wendy's on this island.
Yeah, that's on the east side.
I'd like a Dave's double, please. No
Yes,
onions
can
or
I
tomatoes.
get a? May I have a biggie box?
Get a Happy Meal for the owl.
Happy Meals at McDonald's.
No, we only got Wendy's here. I'm sorry.
I love McDonald's.
Same here. I'm a McCafe fiend.
I'm a Wendy's
They have
person.
good coffee. They really do.
Dude.
Just a regular coffee and fry. It's the only thing I
Oh
get from
my God.
McDonald's.
I always get the iced caramel. Oh my God.
Haven't had too many of those.
The caramel's the best. It is.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
it is. And now that we're talking about it, I'm probably gonna get up early and go get one tomorrow. Get some breakfast.
Oh, their breakfast sandwiches, two
Oh.
for oh.
I do
Yeah.
like McDonald's breakfast
They do
sandwiches.
have the best breakfast.
They do.
I think.
I used to get it every Friday for breakfast before I went to work. Now it's
All right.
convenient.
Is anyone else getting anything else from the vendor?
I'm good.
Parchments say silver piece. Shoot, how much can a gold get me of parchment?
10 pages.
Sure, I'll say 10 parchment pieces and a bedroll, and I can't think of anything else at the moment. Hey, how much they sell rations too, right?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's 5 silver, so like you get 2 rations for gold.
Okay, I'm trying to do the math here, the simple math. Let's see, bedroll, 10 parchment pieces, and how much rations does everyone else have?
I have 10.
10. I have 9, so 10 would be an extra 5 gold. I'm gonna spend 7 gold, or 7
Okay.
gold total on everything I'm spending, on everything I'm buying. I'm getting 10 rations, soap, 10 parchments, and a bedroll.
All right, good deal.
Yeah, I spent 12 total. I got a fishing pole.
All right, and then Zlat, you are visiting Elder Runara.
I'm sitting here. I'm gonna flip a coin to see who's gonna see first. God dang it! It's not doing what it likes to do in other place. So I'm just gonna do this. He's gonna visit Tarek first.
Okay. So right now, that's kind of where everyone else is. They're kind of bartering with Turok, buying some goods off of him. He leads you guys over to this like storage room. He kind of unlocks the door with the key and like kind of steps inside. You guys shop around. He sells you some good, takes the coin, puts it like in a sort of like chest over in the corner, shuts it, locks it.
I don't see Tarek.
Oh, they were up here because they were making a magic book. He's actually downstairs.
Okay, I'll just.
Yeah, we were just leaving and didn't move our people.
Yeah, we're just role playing.
He is. Yep, there he is.
We did do a long rest too.
Do I get a button to do that?
Yes.
I think that's to be a good decision because what's happens it affects everybody.
Oh, they already did take a long rest. We had like 2 days of downtime.
Oh, I just hit the button though to make sure it registers whatever it needs to do.
Yep.
All right, I will pull up the downtime list to see what I'll be doing for Zlat in that time. I'm going to hit the long rest button for now.
How was VR, Kev?
It was great. Game shows went amazingly.
Good, good.
Good.
Yeah, glad you had fun.
Yep. It was Hollywood Squares and Mad Dash.
I don't know if I played those before.
All right, Zlat's going to walk up to Tarek, and he's going to reach out from his pack that has the parchment that has the rough sketches, and he's going to show it to Tarek. He says, "I know you probably see many aspects of the island. Do you know where any of these locations are?"
Not too keenly. Um, there's a lot of shipwrecks up on the northern shore. But for the ruins and or whatever this is, no, I can't say I have.
Is there somebody on the island who knows every inch of the island?
I would talk to Mirleth. He seems to know quite a bit about the surrounding terrain and similar circumstances. He's a bit of a wanderer himself, likes to go out for long lengths of time. He's probably who I'd ask.
Don't think I've met them. What do they look like?
Half elf, silver hair, beard. Spends a lot of time maintaining the kitchen.
He nods, and then Zlato will thank him and slip out. What? Pull up the downtime list. What's that what you doing for downtime?
Now, when we leveled up, were we supposed to assign any like ability stat points?
No, you
Okay.
get those at specific levels.
Okay, got it.
I can afford a dulcimer.
Dude, jackpot.
Should I multi-class into bard?
Only if you wanted. Only if you sing. That was the deal.
No, I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard.
You shouldn't say that for it.
That's true.
I could totally do that.
Who's recording?
Never said you gotta sing long. Just gotta sing.
For the 2 days that they would have been there, I think Zlato would have spent his time essentially exploring the island,
Hmm.
pretty much getting the lay of the land as much as he can, and trying to memorize like landmarks without
Okay.
without going too deep into what he knows is hostile territory.
Yeah. So most of that is spent mostly kind of walking along the coastlines. Occasionally through the edge of the Barrowwood. Um, the main landmarks that you notice, from down there, you just kind of walk through more barrows for the first part of the barrow forest, Barrowwood for most of the first part of the day. There's not too many landmarks. Eventually, it starts to kind of all feel very the same. When it comes to the layout, more barrow ruins, stuff like that. But as you kind of spend some time walking the coastline, you do notice that there is kind of a shoal with a variety of shipwrecks kind of cresting around it towards the northern peak of the isle, though many, many miles off, not accessible by foot.
Okay. Mm.
That also
Yeah.
perfectly explains your absence today.
It does, actually.
Anything else you'd like to do on your downtime?
Nope, he's pretty much just exploring and memorizing landmarks, and that's about it.
Okay, sounds good. Then this is probably a good place for us to end our session tonight.
Good.
I was about
Next for
to
me.
pester the half elf too.
If we're at our... This is a good cutoff time. We're 2 minutes till.
Yeah, I will be present next Saturday. I'm not going to be making my absences a common thing.
Yeah, no problem. Life comes first.
Yeah, hopefully next week they're done with the construction so I can get my normal computer with all my notes and stuff. Sorry about that.
Hey, no problem. It happens. But thanks for coming, everyone. I always have a ton of fun doing this.